Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about we don't actually do that. UberEats driver says he had to deliver a test McDonald's order on his first day. It's a scam. Okay, so I'm actually a little befuddled coming into this one because I have not once heard of a test McDonald's order, and I've never heard of any scams associated with the concept of a test McDonald's order or any test order. I feel like you're either delivering the order or you're not. So with that said, I want to go over everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for Uber Eats drivers, whether you're new or a veteran, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. With more and more people for popular ride hail and food delivery applications each year, customer safety is becoming a growing concern. Excuse me, customer safety? The real safety concern is more about the drivers than the customers. Are you kidding me? Yes, we need to make sure that we're driving safely and all that stuff, but there was a literal driver that was assaulted and violated up in Tampa, and your growing concern is for the customers? Are you kidding me? No wonder why safety features are being rolled out so slowly. Like, they don't even know who they're supporting at the end of the day. Working for apps like UberEats and Doordash have a relatively low barrier of entry, and verification of folks working for said applications are generally done entirely through one smartphone or computer, providing a fully remote onboarding process. You know, when I actually first got started with DoorDash, they actually had DoorDash offices, and you had to go into one of those offices for orientation. And then nowadays, everything can be done from your phone with just barely any onboarding process whatsoever. It's actually pretty cool that they've upgraded so much. So, gotta give credit where credit is due. I kind of like that particular aspect, even if it does lead to oversaturation. While this might be cause for alarm for some folks who are worried about their someone with bad intentions moonlighting as a delivery driver under a false identity, one Uber Eats driver highlighted a way the company tries to verify its independent contractors are who they say they are. At least that's what he thought happened. I mean, I feel like there are still going to be a lot of people who pretend to be Uber Eats drivers or DoorDash drivers, even if they don't actually drive for the application at all. So there is a certain amount of truth to that, I guess. In a trending clip that he posted to TikTok, Jake Benun says that he went to pick up an Uber Eats order, which consisted of a pie from McDonald's, and he would get $4 for the order. He was asked to wait in a parking lot where he called the phone number associated with the account. Someone picked up stating that they were from Uber Sport and they were just attempting to verify who he was. I'm going to leave his TikTok as well as his profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. But that doesn't sound like a way that Uber Eats verifies you. That actually sounds like a scam that is pulled not only from McDonald's, but a lot of people. In fact, I remember going to do a DoorDash order, and I picked up from Shake Shack. It was a plain chicken patty or something like that. And let's just say they chose to write their name as some kind of profanity. So what ended up happening was I picked up the order and I delivered it to a library, like a literal library. And it was way after hours. It was way in the dark. I'm shocked that I didn't get mugged or anything like that. I tried contacting the customer, nothing. The 5 minutes on the wait timer ran out. And I just kind of hung it on the railing like it was just supposed to be there. I never got any violation or anything, but hey, it was a good 5 minutes of waiting that I shouldn't have had to deal with. Sounds like you went through the same thing, and you could tell this is a new person because a $4 order? Really, dude? However, when Jake posted about his experience on TikTok, many folks said he was on the receiving end of a scam. It does certainly seem that way, and honestly, I would be double checking your surrounding area, make sure your password passwords are right, and don't give them any information, because Uber Sport doesn't do that. ever. Jake says in the video, so something you may not know about Uber Eats, and I figured this out last week while I was delivering for one of the first times when you first sign up, they will send you a delivery that's not actually a delivery that someone ordered. So they send you a delivery that they ordered. So my delivery was at McDonald's and it was for some sort of pie that they have. So I was like $4, but it was right down the road and I was like, all right, whatever. So I accepted the order and I go to drop it off, but it's in a parking lot of this random restaurant and the order says to wait in your car. So I text the number I have and called the person that's supposed to be picking it up, and guess who answers? Uber Eats. And he says, are you on such and such order? And I'm like, yes, cool. And he's like, so actually this is a test order and we just wanted to make sure you are you and you're driving in a vehicle that you said. So he asked me a couple of security questions, and so I guess they verify like that and who you say you are and you're actually doing what you're doing, which is crazy. No, they do not do that. That is a hell of a obvious scam. Uber Eats does not do that at all. And actually speaking, that is very concerning. I really hope you didn't give them any important information and you make sure your funds are still in your account. Seriously, that is frightening. And it sucks that new drivers are going to be on the receiving end of this. Jake decided to call up Uber Support's direct line and in a follow-up video on TikTok and see what they had to say about his phone call with the customer. The representative on the phone said that the company doesn't do this. We don't actually do that. We don't reach out to the drivers normally. We have the drivers call us and we don't ask for your details as well, since we already have all your details on our end. That sounds like a phishing scam if I ever heard one. And here's the thing. This is why you always keep up with gig workers on these platforms, because you don't know when you're going to be doing orders like this and suddenly you find out that you're on the receiving end of a phishing scam. If I were you, I would change your passwords on everything. I would make sure that your identity's okay, check your Credit Karma, all that good stuff. If there is anything that can be tracked from the information that you gave them, make sure that you just don't let those people continue to operate that way, because that's frightening. Jake went on to say in the video, while he was on hold, the scammer customer service representative asked him if he wanted to be part of a promotion where if he completes 75 deliveries, he would get a bonus, and he was supposed to receive a follow-up call from them at a later time. They called a few days later, however, he didn't answer. The actual Uber rep went back on the line, said that he flagged Jake's previous delivery transaction and the account it came from. Oh my goodness. First of all, he's trying to sell the concept of a sign-up bonus from someone who's already on the platform. They're trying to get as much information from you so they could scam it out of you. Like, what do they do with this information other than just try to take your identity, man? And it's a good thing that that customer is flagged now, but the damage is done. A number of commenters who saw Jake's post warned him that it might be a scam and urged him to not share any of his private details and information with the individual who placed the McDonald's order. Man, they got you. It's a scam. They now have your information. Uber doesn't do that. Someone else penned, that was a scam for sure. I know because it happened to me. I know that the people watching this already know this, and I'm not even saying this to promote my channel. I know that it's going to come across that way, but this is why you always follow content creators in the gig economy if you're going to do these gigs, because you don't know when stuff like this is going to happen. You gotta know what kind of traps they're trying to put people in, because seriously, this guy can lose his identity and that can mess up his life for what could be permanent damage. There were others who wished that Uber would legitimately test their drivers, however, to ensure that they are who they say they are on their driver profiles. To be honest, Uber Eats really should be testing drivers. I got so many orders delivered by different people and in the wrong car. There's a couple of points I need to make on this subject, so let's go through each of them. Number one, there's a lot of customers that drive with their significant other or even their children. And sometimes that's cool and sometimes it's not. I remember actually going to a Uber Eats pickup and this mom brought their kid. And while that's fine, he's old enough to get not to eat the customer's food or don't mess with the customer's food. if the kid's not actually cool with it, that's a problem within itself. If Uber catches on to that, that's not okay for them either. Number two, some people rent out their accounts, but there is a point to where you have to complete the profile check to where they actually do have you take a selfie. I know that Uber has you take a selfie. I know Grubhub. I don't think Grubhub's actually done too much in this process. And DoorDash actually added a completely new system to where they scan your whole face and everything. So it's not like they're not making moves to verify drivers. They are, but some things are just more effective than others. In the comment section of Jake's follow-up video, he wrote that he was ultimately paid the money he was owed in his account that could have been compromised by the scammer. Uber has a page dedicated to how customers should handle an Uber driver impersonating someone else, i.e. driving under another person's account. That's not what happened here. Like, I feel like we're changing the narrative to an Uber driver almost got scammed to how to protect yourselves from Uber drivers that aren't supposed to be driving in this vehicle and impersonating someone else. Those are two different problems. And it's going back to wrongfully painting gig workers as the bad guy when in reality, they're the ones getting scammed here. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. First off, the fact that the writer already tried to make points about how to protect yourself from scamming drivers, yet in reality, the driver almost got scammed. I don't know where the turn was exactly, but how are delivery drivers the bad guys in this situation? Like, why? It's almost like you wanted the driver to get scammed. Like, what's going on here? Now, I do believe that this driver is new and he wouldn't know how to deal with these situations, but here's another point. If you see a new driver, do them a favor and let them know about the content creators you see. I'm not even saying that for me. If you don't feel like my channel will really help them, don't recommend it. But I do believe that if you keep drivers in the loop, and they will be protected. That is the goal here. We want to have gig workers be safe when driving. And obviously the gig companies aren't going to do that. So what is the next thing we can do? Build awareness on some of the things that happen. That means the phishing scams that have been happening and some of the common situations that come up, because these systems are something that happen very frequently and it's always the same gist. Uber will never reach out to you about this stuff. Uber will send you a notice, maybe an email, maybe something in the notifications, but they will never call you. They will never message you and initiate that contact. You got to reach out to them for that. And that's kind of the point. So make sure you're not falling into this stuff as well. Although it is a growing concern that media platforms are making it seem like drivers are the bad guys, as opposed to the customers are attacking drivers, because that is just a narrative that definitely shouldn't have been pushed and is a damn shame that they have to operate in that way. All in all, just make sure that you're protecting yourself from any of these companies, whether it's the gig companies, whether it's customers, whether it's the media platforms that are spinning false truths around and building narratives that are detrimental to gig workers on any niche. And make sure you're doing everything you can to protect yourself, because that's what's more important at the end of the day. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!